My Dad Thinks He's Funny by Katrina Germain, illustrated by Tom Gillette, narrated by Madeline Coco Larson and Paul Larson.
My dad thinks he's funny. Whenever I say I'm hungry, Dad says,
"Hello, hungry. Pleased to meet you."
Whenever I put ketchup on my plate, Dad says,
"Would you like some dinner with that ketchup?"
And whenever we want to cut our cake up for dessert, Dad says,
"Well, there's my piece. What's everyone else having?"
Big eye boy. My dad thinks he's funny. When I say, Dad, do you know what? He says,
"I don't know what, but I know his brother."
When I say, Dad, I don't know how, he says,
"I know how. He's what's brother."
And when I say, Dad, I don't want to, he says,
"Okay then, do you want 3?
My dad thinks he's funny. When I tell Dad my finger hurts, he says,
"Let's chop it off."
When I tell Dad my foot hurts, he says,
"No problem, you've got another."
And when I tell Dad I think there's something in my eye, he says,
"Yeah, an eyeball."
Boy. My dad thinks he's funny. Anyone asks, how is it going? Dad says,
"By bus?"
If I fly, Dad says,
"Welcome home. How was your trip?"
And if anyone asks, what's up? Dad says,
"Just the sky."
My dad thinks he's funny. When people say, how are you feeling? Dad says,
"With my hands."
when people say, will you like sugar? Dad says,
"I'm sweet enough."
and when Dad says,
Time for a special announcement.
we leave the room fast before Woody starts to smell. Pee-wee. My dad thinks he's funny. Sometimes he stands in front of the TV. Dad, I say, I can't see.
Well, open your eyes.
He says, my dad thinks he's funny. Whenever I go swimming, Dad says,
Try not to get wet.
whenever I go shopping, Dad says,
Buy me some money.
and whenever I say I'm going to the bathroom, Dad says,
Don't get lost.
my dad thinks he's funny. When Mom says, how did your day go? Dad says,
It didn't go anywhere. I had to push it.
when Mom says, I'm just going to jump in the shower. Dad says,
That sounds dangerous.
ooh. And when Mom says, the neighbor's garden is looking pretty. Dad says,
Yeah, pretty strange.
my dad thinks he's funny. My dad thinks he's funny. When I ask Dad for a hand, he says,
Which one do you want, left or right?
at bedtime, when I ask Dad if I can stay up late, he says,
Not tonight, but you can last night.
when Mom says to me, come and give me a kiss, gorgeous, Dad says,
I'll be right there.
my dad thinks he's funny. Good night, I say when Dad tucks me in.
Good morning.
Dad says. Then he pulls the covers over my head, kisses my feet, and turns on the light. My dad thinks he's funny, but I love him anyway. Happy Father's Day. The grandpas and papas and daddies, I love you. Coco.